It's time for another reading. Um, we are still in Job. Tonight's reading comes from um, Job, the 14th, 15th, and 16th. So we'll be reading 3 chapters tonight. They are fairly short. You'll see where Job is in 14. Job is talking about death, how he would probably be better um, off dead, and how God, he feels like God is distant from him. Oh, I broke him. God is distant from him, and how he feels like maybe he'll hear from God um, if he's dead and in the ground. And then he will hear a response from Eliphaz. He'll come back and say something again. And then basically, I think in 16, Job is going to basically tell his friends that they suck at comforting him through this. So we'll start with chapter 14, and let's go. So I am reading again from the Parallel Bible. I'm reading the Amplified version online. I read the King James version for myself most of the time, um, but it's just I just like reading it out loud online. This way it's easier for me. So, chapter 14, man who is born of a woman is short-lived and full of turmoil. Like a flower he comes forth and withers. He also flees like a shadow and does not remain. You also open your eyes upon him and bring him into judgment with yourself. Who can make a clean thing out of an unclean? No one. So this is Job talking, talking to God. Um, since his days are determined, the number of his months is with you in your control, and you have made his limits so he cannot pass his allotted time. So he's basically telling God that you are in control. There's nothing that I can do to add any days to my life. There's nothing I can do to change your capabilities. You're in control. Um, verse 6. Oh God, turn your gaze from him so that he may rest until he fulfills his day on earth like a hired man. For there is hope for a tree. If it is cut down, it will sprout again, and that the shoots of it will not cease nor fail. But there is no hope for no such hope for man, though its roots grow old in the earth, and its stump dies in the dry soil. Let a scent of water, the stump of the tree will flourish, and bring forth sprigs and shoots like a seedling. But the brave, strong man must die and lie face down. Man breathes his last breath, and where is he? As water evaporates from the sea, and a river drains and dries up, so man lies down and does not rise up again until the heavens are no longer. The dead will not awake, nor be raised from their sleep. So in this little passage, Job is comparing a tree, a dead tree, to being a dead man. And basically he's saying that when you cut down a tree will grow back again. But when a man dies, he goes back to the ground too, but his death is final. So, still talking to God. Verse 13. Oh, that you would hide me in Sheol, the netherworld, the place of the dead. So he's spoken about Sheol, or let's see, 13, being dead in the grave a few times, that you would conceal me until your wrath is past, that you would set a definite time and then remember me, and in your loving kindness imprint me on your heart. If a man dies, will he live again? I will wait all the days of my struggle until my change and release will come. Then you will call and I will answer you. Thank you. Um, just use me, Lord. You will long for me, the work of your hands, but now your number, each of my steps. You do not observe nor take note of my sin. My transgression is sealed up in a bag, and you cover my wickedness from your view. But as a mountain, if it falls, crumbles into nothing. And as the rock is moved from its place, water wears away the stones. Its floods and torrents wash away the soil of the earth. So you, O Lord, destroy the hope of man. You prevail forever against him and overpower him, and he passes on. You change his appearance and send him away from the presence of the living things, of the living. His sons achieve honor, and he does not know it. They become insignificant, and he is not aware of it. But his body, lamenting its decay, grieves in pain over it, and his soul mourns over the loss of himself. So he's still talking about, because if we remember, Job is in a lot of pain right now. He is in agony. His body is aching. He got all these boils and stuff on him. On top of the fact that he's probably still grieving his children being gone, being dead. His ox, everything that he all his material things have been destroyed. Like he no longer has them. So he is. Hey. He is really going through right now, and so we've heard from his friends trying to comfort him, and him replying back to them, responding back to what they're telling to him, and they're basically still trying to get him to repent and tell the Lord that he's sorry, so the Lord will listen to him and take pity on him. And he is still saying, but I have not done anything. I've not done anything, and y'all not listening to me. So now he has said his piece. He has spoken to God, and his friends are still there listening to him talk. And so now we have Eliphaz finna say something else to Job. So this is 15. Then Eliphaz the Temanite answered Job and said, should a wise man such as you utter such windy and vain knowledge as we have just heard, and fill himself with the east wind of withering, parching, and violent accusations? Should he rebuke and argue with useless talk, or with words in which there is no benefit? Indeed, you are doing away with fear, and you are diminishing meditation before God. For your guilt teaches your mouth, and you choose to speak the language of the crafty and the cunning. Your own mouth condemns you, and not I. Yes, your own lips testify against you. So Eliphaz is still trying to tell Job that he's lying. He had to have done something. Were you the first man to be born, the original wise man, or were you created before the hills? Do you hear the secret counsel of God, and do you limit the possession of wisdom to yourself? What do you know that we don't know? What do you understand that is not equally clear to us? Among us are both the gray hair and the aged, older than your father. Are the consolations of God, as we have interpreted them to you, too trivial for you? Or are we too gentle towards you in our first speech to be effective? So they want to know why are you not listening to us? Why you just want to do what we tell you to do? Why does your heart carry you away, allowing you to be controlled by emotion? So this is Eliphaz still trying to tell, Job about his actions, the things that he's saying, what he needs to do. Why you won't listen to us? And why do your eyes flash in anger or contempt, that you should turn your spirit against God and let such words as you have spoken go out of your mouth? Okay, so keep in mind that Job is emotional, and he is very he's full of his feelings, right? Because he's trying to figure out, he doesn't understand what's going on. Um, what is man that he should be pure and clean, or he who is born of a woman that he should be righteous and just? So if you recall in the beginning in verse chapter 1, the Lord himself said that Job was blameless, and so um his friend Eliphaz and the other friends basically have been trying to tell him that he has done something. So being blameless, he's not saying that he's sinless. He's saying that he's blameless. And so basically he's saying that he has not done anything to which he has earned or had, done something where God would have responded like this, because he's a human being. So we know that he's not perfect. He's not sinless. He did things like pray for his, well, offer sacrifices for his children. So of course, he offers sacrifices for himself if he did something. So he's just not understanding why they keep trying to tell him that he has committed this huge sin and God is punishing him. So still, Eliphaz is still trying to talk to him. So I'm in verse 15. Behold, God puts no trust in his holy ones, angels. Indeed, the heavens are not pure in his sight. How much less pure and clean is the one who is repulsive and corrupt, man who drinks unrighteousness and injustice like water. I will tell you, listen to me, and what I have seen I will also declare. What wise men have freely told and have not hidden anything passed on to them from their fathers, to whom alone the land was given, and no stranger passed on to them from their fathers, to whom alone the land was given, and no stranger. And I read this twice. And no stranger has passed among them corrupting the truth. The wicked man writes the pain all his days, and numbered are the years stored up for him. The ruthless one. A dreadful sound of terror is in his ears. While at peace and in a time of prosperity, the destroyer comes upon him. The tent of the robber is not at peace. He does not believe that he will return out of the darkness for fear of being murdered. He is destined for the sword of God's vengeance. He wanders about for food, saying, where is it? He knows that the day of darkness and destruction is already at hand. Distress and anxiety terrify him. They overpower him like a king ready for battle. Because he has stretched out his hand against God, and he behaves arrogantly against the Almighty, running and charging headlong against him with his ornamented and massive shield. For he has covered his face with his fat, adding layers of fat to his thighs, giving himself up to pleasures. And he has lived in desolate, God-forsaken cities, in houses which no one should inhabit, which were destined to become heaps of ruins. He will not become rich, nor will his wealth endure, and his grain will not bend to the earth, nor his possessions be extended on the earth. He will not escape from darkness, fleeing disaster. The flame of God's wrath will wither his branch, and by the blast of his mouth he will go away. Let him not trust in vanity, emptiness, futility, and be led astray, for emptiness will be his reward for such living. It will be fulfilled while he still lives, and his branch will not be green, but shall wither away. He will fail to bring his grapes to maturity, leaving them to wither unnourished on the vine, and will cast off blossoms and fail to bring forth fruit, like the olive tree. For the company of the godless is barren, and fire consumes the tents of bribery, wrong, and injustice. They conceive mischief and bring forth wickedness, and their inmost souls prepares deceit and fraud. So that is the end of Eliphaz's last, well, this one right here, his rebuttal to what he heard Job saying. And let's see, another thing that we want to keep in mind is that none of the physical things that have taken place, God didn't do any of that. Um, that is all Satan or Satan or the accuser. Yes, the Lord did bring Job to the situation by mentioning his name, but God didn't do any of this. He allowed it. And with that, we have to remember that God will not allow anything, will not allow the devil to do anything that he doesn't want him to do. Like the devil cannot, he he doesn't have the power to just be out here running rapid. If you recall the first chapter, the Lord asked him,